we're just warming the cups up, getting the last bit of tea ready for pouring and serving. Though I feel like I should have some smooth music for you while we wait. So let me see if I can play something. Probably not, but I'll be right back. Do 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 do. I actually forgot to post this in here. All right, Nisaki. We actually have an error line. Oh yeah, let's turn that off. We don't want nothing disturbing us during our party for the next couple of hours. All right, so I guess that's everything. Hi everyone, and welcome to a Mighty Ginkgo tutorial. My name is Zero. It's not a tutorial. I'm so used to saying that, I done gone and messed up the intro to my tea party. Maybe I could try it again. Hi everyone, Zero here with a special cup of hot tea for your enjoyment. So, I usually would go on and make a, what you call it, whole avatar, my tea set, get everything going and ready. But this isn't going to take that long, so I didn't feel like setting anything up. Plus, I didn't want to risk somebody coming and dropping in because a couple people said that they were going to do that the next time we did a tea party and just jump right on my table and start dancing. And I don't notice anything until it's too late. So I was just trying to avoid that for this tea party. So, this is more of an update of the last thing that we talked about in our last tea party, the drama I had with Ben Bash and why I dropped support of him. A lot of things have developed since then, and I'm really, really want to talk to you about it. So, my darlings, get comfortable, pull up your mug, and get ready to have some tea because I am going to pour you guys a nice cup of tea. Okay, so let's go back to that day. I know that was cheesy pouring the tea, actual tea, but I thought it would be cool. Okay, so let's go back to that day. And I really wish I had sound effects, so just pretend like it's that rewinding one. So we are going to go back to that day when it happened and I'd had my tea party and let everybody know what was going on. When I let go of that information, that hurt, that pain, a lot of people picked it up and a lot of people started acting on that information that I gave them. It was pretty much like a Me Too, Harvey Weinstein kind of reaction. A lot of people came forward to me and said that they had a similar thing happen to them when working with Ben, and they just didn't want to say it because they didn't want to, oh, it was just happening, forget it, I'll let it go. But then when I told everybody about what happened to me, they were like, okay, me too. If it's not just happening to me, it's happening to other people, then we need to stand up to this guy because he believed he was untouchable. And so far he has been because nobody wanted to talk about it until everybody got together and talked about it. So after that happened, we found out that Bento Buddy got taken off the marketplace. They got hit with a DMCA. And when they got hit with a DMCA, they released a number of announcements. Now, I know before we said we couldn't share chat logs, but there is no rules against sharing notifications and announcements. So I can talk about it and show you what they said. Not that one because those are too small. I think. Oh, for heaven's sake, really? Guess my computer's like, no, you cannot share this announcement. So I guess I can just say what they said in a nutshell because this actually affected me because people came to me while I was in the sandbox and accusing me of being the one to file this fake DMCA. So basically, what they said was they're being bullied because they released free copies of Bento Buddy, and Bento Buddy is really popular now, no thanks to a certain ginkgo. And everybody is jealous of them, and they expected to have some malicious behavior towards them in the form of DMCA, which led to another announcement with them giving it away for free because as the DMCA hit, they took it down off the marketplace. Then they were still selling it in World, which violated the DMCA because once you get a takedown notice from Second Life, you have to take it down. So he took it down in the marketplace, and then he started giving it out for free again on there. Now, what he doesn't know, well, he does know because he had to get a copy of it whenever you get hit with a DMCA. What y'all don't know is that it wasn't me who did the DMCA. I can't even fill out applications for a developer kit, let alone fill out a complicated thing like a DMCA. It was actually Blender themselves who took down who took down Bento Buddy. Now, how do I know this? I know this because, well, y'all, I've been around for a while now, right? I have a number of people who watch my show, who interact with me, who talk to in World, who even join in my Discord. I got Lindens in here. I got Lindens. I got creators. I got developers, people who develop stuff for Second Life, people who develop stuff outside of Second Life. I am not just contained to one single sect of this thing. I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know me. So when they watched my tea party and they said they saw what I said, heard what I said, and saw Ben's EULA, which is what got him in trouble. So if you don't know what his EULA was for Bento Buddy before he changed it, allow me to show you. One of them is this. Ben Bash may promptly suspend and terminate your use of Bento Buddy if you violate this agreement of terms. Ben Bash believes your use of Bento Buddy may damage his reputation or intellectual rights. Ben Bash may suspend or terminate agreements of third party, including providing Bento Buddy, or if you're using Bento Buddy for any fraudulent, illegal, or unauthorized purpose, or engage in any misconduct with respect to the use of Bento Buddy. There was also another clause in here that he had on the marketplace that says that he can terminate without any reason at all, and that that Bento Buddy was not a GPL plugin. So it had its own custom EULA that allows him to do whatever he wants. And this struck that viewer. And that viewer went and reported this to Blender. Now, Blender states that whenever you make a plugin for them or anything that uses Blender, it has to be GPL compliant. And Bento Buddy wasn't. So the fact that he was selling this thing that worked with Blender that didn't have a GPL compliant license onto it violated their terms of service. And so Blender themselves went and filed a DCMA. They filed a DMCA against him, and that's what got it taken down. Now, if you're saying, oh yeah, show zero, that's what happened. Well, the person who in question, our viewer, sent me a copy of the email that Blender sent to Second Life, so I get to share that with you. So we have number one right here. So here is the copy of the email signed by Tone. I'm not sure how to pronounce that guy's name. But anyway, this is the big head honcho over at Blender. And they sent this letter to them filing a DMCA. Dear Linden Labs, I have a copyright violation to mention for this product right here. Marketplace, blah, blah, blah. As you might be aware, Blender is released as a GNU GPL, which is a copyright license that we offer and reuse for sharing under certain conditions. The main condition is that you use the same license for the software that uses Blender code or uses the programming APIs. This is also valid for Blender add-ons and Python scripts. With the blender success, add-on makers are making a good living off their work. I'm very happy for them. However, a small group of these makers do not agree with the GPL terms and tell their customers that their code is copyrighted by themselves. This is a violation of copyrights for Blender. As chairman and founder of the Blender Foundation, seriously, the chairman and founder of the Blender Foundation, I would like to request that Second Life store tell the resellers to respect the copyrights of the makers of Blender and only sell add-ons that are offered to their customers under the GNU GPL. This is common practice in the world of e-commerce, and I expect you to protect your community this way as well. I've also CC'd this copyright Second Life member who reported this case to me. She can tell you more details about the product needed. For questions about Blender license, you can always mail me or have a nice readable license fact here. Thanks, Ton. So, yeah, right? So he did that. And then, number 2, Second Life responded back. And I think he Mr. Rosendahl, because I'm pretty sure Second Life people were scared to death, being as though the head of Blender came and contacted them directly. I mean, Blender. Thank you, Mr. Rosendahl, for bringing this matter to our attention. In response to your concerns about infringing content compared on our service, Second Life, the following content has been removed under our policies. Bento Buddy for this. Please see works here, terms of service, blah, 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 rights of this. We can't be experts. You're reading the screen. You can see what it says. I don't have to read all that nonsense to you. So then they got taken down. And then everybody over there was going crazy. They were sending notifications out like mad. And one of the things that they said here as a notification and announcement, not a slog, is that due to the recent drama, we're experiencing some kind of illicit behavior after the massive Bento Buddy giveaway in the form of a DMCA or negative reviews. So as expected, the Foggy store was hit by a massive DMCA for most of its items, including Bento Buddy. This was expected due to circumstances and the actors at play, but it will take us a while to put the stuff back on. Pending legal and proper procedures regarding this matter, you can still get Bento Buddy in World and on Gumroad, but we're expecting those to get hit too, so hurry up. So basically, they tried to get around it and they went to Gumroad and did this. But Blender was on that ass. So not only did it get taken down in World, but it got taken down on Gumroad because Ben had got so many negative reviews on Bento Buddy himself was selling it. Gumroad wouldn't let him put it up there. So he got his little assistant, Estelle, to come on there. And she tried to be like, oh, hi, man with a mustache. I'm totally not Ben Bash. We're selling Bento Buddy, the same thing. And guess what happened? Blender hit their ass too, and it was taken down. So the Bento Buddy was gone everywhere. And then they had another notification out, but I don't have it. So give me a second. Let me go scrunch through my what's it called? Discord real quick, and I can show you what happened. But yeah, they tried to say that it was me. Yeah, stop infringing my products. Damn. So give me a second. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna show you what their announcement was, and then we can laugh at it. So one second. Boop. We seriously need away screen music. I have to blank it out like this because I can't, even if it's my chat logs, I'm like, nah. So I gotta scroll through all this mess because my group is full of dummies like myself. Okay, what else happened? Is this the one? And open this. And then open this one. Let's close this and then close that. Alright. Sorry. I'm coming. I just gotta load the screen back up. Okay. Hello. Here we are. Back on the stream. Let me minimize this. And then we open this up. So, Hang on one second. Somebody is furiously messaging me. Jeez, everywhere much? Okay, now I got that. Okay, so then this happened. They had an announcement released to all the people who had Bento Buddy, their clients. And it says, in the event of the necessitated and unlisting of the items from my marketplace has been resolved with a unique, decisive, and rapid response. The items are now available again, though they're mostly examples of my investigation into marketing personalities and trade in regards to Second Life. Here's a warning to those aggressors. We're still hunting a few of you down, but most of you have been located. Those who you associate with have no doubt cautioned you to be prepared. You should listen to them. You see what I mean? Now this right here is a prime example of manufacture. Bitch, let me love you. Never. This right here is a prime example of manufactured shit. Because nobody besides him caused this to happen. All right, so I'm going here like, oh, the aggressors. To the future, to the anonymous aggressors believed themselves to be untouchable. Although, to be honest, only he himself said that. And he was untouchable. Nobody else said that. This is always a mistake and instills arrogance and false sense of security. I have been tinkering with the internet since before it was even a word. And those that think themselves to be in the same position as me, that have initiated these actions, now have proof that they are not. You are not anonymous. Your botnets attacking my service are handled by a large corporation that hosts it, which will come at you without prompting to protect their investment. Your VPN will not protect you. Your apparent anonymous IRC commands to your bots will not protect you. And that other network that takes you forever to continued on page 2. Your VPN will not protect you. Blah 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 blah. Bots will protect you. Another network. It takes you forever to set up, will not protect you. You have been misled by the welcoming suggestion that you are invincible and cannot be located on this planet Earth, that you live in another country where you believe you are unstoppable and is not even protecting you. Everywhere you go, there's a system in place that will find you, and all we need from you is that you just keep performing. And I'm like, bro, you got shut down by Blender by your own damn self. Who the hell is attacking you? Nobody's attacking you. I don't know how old he is, but he kept saying he's old as dirt and is going to die in 5 years, God willing. And he got a bad heart and all that jazz. So we're just sitting here like all of us are just sitting here like drinking tea and staring at this like, who uses IRC commands? I mean... The whole thing was so laughable. I couldn't even stop. I was like, y'all, I gotta go because this is too funny. My ribs hurt. So it's like this. So this incident has brought out bullies from the woodwork and have contacted myself and our team. Now we know who you are and will be prepared for you specifically. These instigators that believe themselves to be the best friend, have a best friend, close family member, or trusted associate. This is one way in which we found you. If you're not alone, you're being watched, and you're not alone, and you're alone. Who are you anyway? I guess that means don't be a you. Change or stay alone. I'm sorry. It was just so hard to read, especially without my glasses, so I'm stumbling all over the place. Not that I'm illiterate or anything. I'm just stupid. But I'm stupid and blind, trying to squint at my screen when I could have just used my phone, which is, like, huge. I keep forgetting that. Exactly. We have all kinds of stuff. If we wanted to attack you, we would attack you. But we didn't, because we had other stuff to do. Like, I don't know where this guy has... I don't know what he thinks. I don't know. I'm just saying. as a former goon and like as a former goon and friend slash adopted daughter to a lot of the bigger goons, if we wanted to bring him down, we could have. If we wanted to attack him, like attack him, we would have. I don't know if anybody has ever dealt with the goon squad before or had a goon squad attack on them personally. Personally, I hope not, because it's terrible. But if they wanted to attack you, if we wanted to attack you, we don't go just like, oh, well, we're just going to file a DMCA. Hell no. We go hard in or not at all. I'm talking your real life. You, your family, your family's family, your friend, your job, everything that's connected to you and everybody else. They would all be suffering right now and crying and looking at you like, who the fuck did you piss off to make them do this to us? Putting out your real life information, all that jazz. That's how we roll. We don't go and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to go contact Blender and get your stuff taken down. No, that was somebody else. Damn it. So here I am going inside to ignore all this stuff that's going on. Going into the sandbox, and this person comes up to me and says, can't do anything, we don't. You see, Hotshot, the thing about that is, if he tried to say it was me and tried to sue me, I would get his real life information, which is like the last thing you want me to do. Whenever you file a DMCA against somebody, you have to get the real life information of the person making a claim. In return, the people or service or software have to give you, the person who you are accusing of a DMCA violation, their real life information. If I was the one who was filing this, and I had did this, they would have to give me Ben's real life information, or the information that he has registered for the stuff to work. If I had that information, do you really think I would not be posting it everywhere? That's just the way I was trained to attack people. So as you can see how there's Ben's information is not out here, how nobody knows what he looks like, or whatever it is, because I don't have that information, you can safely say it wasn't me that did it. Anyway, it was the Blender people. So, what happened after that? Well, Blender sent this guy back a message that says, "Hi IP team, thanks for your action. That's appreciated. If you have a FAQ or a docs on your site explaining IP rules, I don't mind providing a few lines of text for Blender resellers to outline their rights. I think it's also a good message for your community that you publicly state you support Blender's free software principles this way. Regards, Tan." And that was the end of the drama. You know, I think the fact that he would be in China would make it a lot easier for me, given the fact that I still got some Chinese contacts. But anyway, if he lives in China, he lives in China. It don't matter what they have. Just sharing out his personal information is probably what a goon would do. But unfortunately, I'm not a goon anymore. So, the thing, also one thing you also need to take into consideration, that I don't have time for none of that shit. Unlike these people who have no lives, who sit there by themselves inside their big empty house all alone because their kids won't visit them and nobody likes them, so they gotta inflate their ego online as some superior untouchable being. I got shit to do. I got tutorials to write, I got people to help, I got programs to make, I got software to learn. I don't have time for any of this shit. So I'm just saying. Anyway, so with all this stuff going down, I thought I would just calm down and go have a nice, relaxing build. So I went to a sandbox and somebody came over and was like, "Zero, why did you do that to Ben? He's such a good guy. I'm ashamed of you." I'm like, what? What the hell are you talking about? Like, how could you file a fake DMCA against him and get Bento Buddy taken down? And I'm like, what? So I was just planning on ignoring all of this, but that right there struck a fire because I'm like, why are you saying that I did it? I didn't do anything. And apparently he was talking to people. Now I said apparently and allegedly. I said apparently and allegedly because I don't know if this is true or not, but they said to me, they says, Ben and his folk were over there saying that it was me and my group of friends who came over and filed a fake DMCA, that we were doing to them the exact same thing that happened to the Genesis company, the head company. Yeah, so they said that they were doing the same thing to them, that we were doing the same to them as the Genesis and the head company doing that to them, and that we filed the fake report, we got it down, we're bullying them, we're doing this, when I'm like, the only person who was being bullied was me, and the only person who was being wronged was me and a couple other people who you took our money from and then banned us from your service for no damn reason other than you were on there. So yeah, that's why this whole tea party happened. So I was hoping that maybe if anybody watched this, they would see that it wasn't me, it was him. He was the one that violated their terms of service. He was the one that blatantly posted there that he can do it, he will do it, and will ban you for no reason other than because he says so without any explanation. He was the one who stole people's money. He was the one that blocked everybody, and he was the one that didn't give anybody any refunds. So when you go over here trying to read his notification that he was being bullied and that there are people attacking him, he was only attacked by himself and banned and destroyed by his own damn hand. So I guess everything in here he's saying about, I don't know what the hell he was saying. It's all illegible to me. But he should take his own advice. He would know. He knows who the person is. He did some investigating. He knows who the person is. It was him. So, just saying. So out of all of this that happened, some good happened. Ben, in a rush to hurry up and get his products back on track, contacted Blender people, had a word with them, and they told him about the violation, I'm assuming. Because, maybe a few hours later, he came back with this announcement promo picture thing. Where is it? Besides my... Oh, I seem to have lost it. Let's scroll on down, shall we? Scroll. Here we go. Here we go. Bento Unleash Open Source GNU GPL v3. So he came out with a copy of Bento Buddy that complied with their demands. Hey, on topic, you people. So he came out with a copy of Bento Buddy that is now GPL compliant. And when he did that, well, my dears, that opened up quite a floodgate now, didn't it? Because of the fact that it's GPL compliant, that means that it is now open source and people can fork it. And fork they did. So maybe a few days after all this drama happened, I got a message from a lovely developer named Nasaki, who sent me a copy of a program, a plugin, a fork. Well, called Onigiri, which is why you see me with this rice ball background. So now this is great for me because not only did they just, fork it and bring it over, we now have Onigiri and we can throw Bento Buddy out. So like the rest of Second Life, I would like to announce that the Mighty Ginkgo is dropping support of Bento Buddy. So we are completely frog free up in this Humpty. No Bento Buddy. And we are going to be using Onigiri from now on. So hopefully in the future, we can do tutorials and use all the benefits of Bento Buddy without none of that nasty frog stink, which is great because who really wants to have frog stink all over their program project? Not this girl. So anyway, that's it. We are done with our tea. I hope that it was great. It's a lot lighter than our last tea party, but it's just a tea break. I know some of you have to get back to work, as do I, because now that we are free of Bento Buddy and we have onigiri, we have so many possibilities because now people can take onigiri and expand it in ways that he can't. We don't have to deal with his stupid ass no more. We don't have to deal with any childish time of the month tantrums and get banned from using something that, you paid for. You don't have to worry about anybody banning you from nothing. You don't have to deal with a whole bunch of attitude, except for maybe me when I'm off my medication. I just don't feel like answering your question about how to rig a butt. But other than that, it's for the best. So in the future, I really do plan on doing another tutorial. Look forward to that. So fans, next video is going to be a huge motion video because that's really all I know how to do is animations. So we're going to be doing that. I'm talking MMD, Street Fighter, Smash Brothers, getting in all those animations and making them into Second Life. And then we can all get it done with a nice big old onigiri. And isn't that all we really want? Yep. We got developers jumping on. Oh man, I'm so happy. So anyway, that's all for this. So used to saying that's all for this tutorial. That's all for this tea party, tea break. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you need another cup, well, just hit replay because I'm going to be busy working on a bunch of stuff, so I don't have time to sit here and gossip anymore. But yeah, that's that. See y'all later. Bye. Have fun.